Hey, welcome back. It's episode 2 of the WCW Rebuild on MyGM mode. Thank you very much for joining us and thank you for the support on episode 1. Just in case the episode 3 is already out, on the end screen of this video, you can easily click on it for your enjoyment and you can binge watch the series. But to remind you how we are right now, we are slightly in the lead with William Regal by about 20 to about just underneath 20,000 fans. We do have a nice budget though of 500k, and I have already started the next card so we can quickly have a look. But before that, I thought to myself, oh, I still got the To The Moon card that I can use. Clicked on it. Not one wrestler that we have, or sorry, superstar because it's WWE. No, it's wrestler, is 60 or less popularity. I can't believe it either. How amazing. I don't think I've ever had that before. Our lowest is DDP on 63, which is mental. Now, of course, we've got Ric Flair still out for one more week. We've got a couple of rivalries that are at level 3 and one at level 4 that, hey, I'm unhappy with as well. But there we go. Let's see what I have booked for this card. Now, I was going to sign some new people, but honestly, like, the guys that I should have on the free agents just haven't been shown yet. Animal, Hawk, like, all of those guys. Ultimo Dragon, haven't seen them yet. Even, like, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, not on there. But I do have that Legends card. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait until I, like, need it, like, seriously need it. And at the minute, I don't think we do. So we will see some new sign-ins on this episode, I'm sure of it. But let's start off. We've got a tag team between Roddy Piper and Arn Anderson versus Triple H and Hulk Hogan. So it's Specialist and Fire, Bruiser. If it starts a tag team rivalry, then ideal. But we do have to pay off the Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper match, obviously, in the next pay-per-view. And remember, on the last episode, I asked you to tally up how many losses you think Hulk Hogan is going to have across this whole thing. Tag team matches are a little bit different, I guess, but I said maximum 5. A lot of you have put your guesses in. We'll check it at the end. AJ Styles is going to do a self-promo. Then we have another tag team there with the Outsiders versus Booker T and Rey Mysterio. That's already a level 1 rivalry. We've got to be careful with the stamina levels there. Chris Jericho is going to do something for charity. And then our main event is DDP versus Brian Pillman, but Sting doing the running. Of course, they've got their long-term rivalry going on that we need to leave over onto the next pay-per-view, unfortunately. So there we go. Other things to remember as well is 1,000 likes on the first video means that we'll go and have a look at the main event. We'll spectate the main event at WrestleMania. But other than that, I think I've covered everything that I needed to cover to begin with to remind you guys of everything that's going on. He lost. He lost. Hogan lost. That's 2 losses. He will lose tag matches. We need to remember that. Let me know down in the comments whether you think we should count tag matches. Because I'm going to try and count single matches by myself, so he's only lost 1 so far. Excellent promo by AJ Styles, that's +4. Mid-card, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the Outsiders versus Booker T and Rey Mysterio. And the Outsiders win. Oh yes, the click. Charity, Chris Jericho is an OK. And DDP versus Brian Pillman and Sting doing the run-in. One thing I do want to do at some point is have Goldberg and have Chris Jericho call out Goldberg and nothing happen, just because that's exactly what happened for weeks and weeks on WCW. I just think that'd be funny, wouldn't it? DDP picks up the win in a good match in that main event. What are we up against? So, oh my god, Tucker is in the main event. Everybody loved the Great Ones little reference there that I did in episode 1. Tucker equals ratings. Gotta love the Great One. Really, really do. He is the GOAT in my opinion. I've simulated it all, so let's see how it's all played out. Opener. Wow, they got a 4.5 for their opener. Are you serious? Aria Daivari versus Mace in an Extreme... Bloody hell. I mean, we did do an Extreme Rules match as well, but we did do 2 normal matches. But that is ridiculous. They still got Brock Lesnar and Damian Priest, by the way. That's in episode 1. That was like week 1, sorry. So we gained 28,000 fans and $119,000. Still ranked number 1. We got a free special effects booking from that. That's good. They gained 33,000. So they did gain a little bit of fans on us there, but they're still ranked in 2nd position. Right, week number 12 then. We got a massive injury risk here. So I have used a card on Kevin Nash, a pre-match physio, because he is the lowest out of the 3 which are struggling. Booker T just doesn't seem to ever lose any stamina. So fair play to him. We have the opener, then it's the tag team match. The call-out is Roddy Piper versus Hulk Hogan. Then we have a mid-card match of AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. Ric Flair's doing a self-promo. Now, this could be the downfall of Hulk Hogan. Because Sting, I mean, a few times, I haven't obviously shown a lot of the conversations that I have with a lot of the roster, but Sting has come to me and he is sick and tired of working for us, apparently. And then we've annoyed him once, I think, and he had a major decrease in his morale. And now he's come to me and asked for a title match. So I'm going to give him a title match against Hulk Hogan, but there is going to be a run-in by Brian Pillman, and it is a tables match because I needed to put some kind of stipulation on it. And, in fact, I might even do Extreme Rules, because although Hogan's stamina isn't great, then at least Sting isn't amazing at that. And then if maybe Hulk Hogan's good at it, it could lead to a better match for Hulk, and possibly he wins. I know I'm like protecting Hulk, but I really want the title match to be Hogan versus Roddy Piper. But as you can see here, I promised Sting a title shot within the next 3 weeks. I might as well get over and done with. So, okay. It's a big risk, but I think it's worth it just to keep Sting happy. And it keeps like some kind of popularity going, I guess. Right. I'm going to talk myself out if I speak anymore. The opener then. Let's see how this one goes. Hopefully nobody gets injured. The Outsiders win again. Booker T's not going to be happy with that. It's a level 2 rivalry, no injury. Thank God for that. And give it a bit of a rest now. Maybe give Booker T and Rey Mysterio a match where they can win, possibly. Or try and find a fixed card. Hogan getting caught out by Piper. It takes it to level 4. That's perfect. It's an excellent promo. Will he still have the belt, though? We'll soon find out, I guess. Mid-card, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Who wins this one? AJ Styles picks up the win. He does get injured, though. It's a level 4 rivalry. I mean, we've got a few weeks until the pay-per-view, so at least we can give him a bit of a rest. It's an amazing match, too. Ric Flair, he's back. He's doing a self-promo. Only a good promo. Okay. Okay. So he's only ever lost once, and it wasn't a title match. Let's see how this one goes. Pillman with the run-in. I'm almost rooting for him. It's bad, isn't it? I didn't even like Hulk Hogan as a wrestler. If anything, it was quite the opposite. He used to do my head in. But he's won that one, and I'm actually alright with it, because I didn't want him to lose the belt. And it's also quite funny, because it's Hulk Hogan never getting pinned, isn't it? Tucker. Ratings, my friend. The secret weapon isn't being used, though. I just want to see whether this is some kind of rivalry, whether we have to be worried about it. Arya Daivari and Tucker. It's a level 4 rivalry. Jesus Christ. You know what the great one will be saying right now, those ratings. We'll simulate the rest of the show, though. There is a title match in the main event as well, and it has beaten us. We did beat him in the mid-card, though, but that's our fault for having such a good mid-card match between a normal match as well. They had a Hell in a Cell. They had Buddy Murphy and Mace in a Hell in a Cell. That's unfair, isn't it? But still, I think we might still get more fans there, plus 20,000. Ooh. We're still ranked number 1. They get 29,000. No. They are catching us. How close are they now? Only about 3,000 behind us. They've still got the same champions, though, which is quite hilarious. Okay, week number 13 then. We've got DDP versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley in a Hell in a Cell. How random is that, Luke? Well, it's because the Journal, our commissioner, goal is to have at least one Hell in a Cell match, and it gives us a free arena booking, and you might notice our budget is really low now, and that's because we made a permanent sign-in of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it cost us nearly 300,000. But it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it to bring in Stone Cold. Obviously, huge popularity to begin with, very good stamina, and it's frickin' Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, obviously, he wasn't Stone Cold in the WCW, but he was Steve Austin at the very least. Stunning Steve. He just had the hair of Ric Flair, which is quite funny, because that's who he's going up against. Steve Austin versus Ric Flair. If it starts a rivalry, brilliant, because they don't neither of them have one right now, and I think that's a good matchup. Then we got Booker T who's going to do a self-promo. Of course, his rivalry is the tag team of Hogan, and obviously with Roddy Piper. No, it isn't. It's with, I don't actually know. I can't remember. But anyway, then we have, actually it's this, isn't it? Why is that's That's so bizarre how that's changed that. So we'll go back. There we go. Where's Booker? There he is. That made no sense. Why did that? I'm as confused as what you are. Now, Arn Anderson is a 4 on the mic, so I might as well give him that slot. And then Booker T, who does actually have really good stamina, can do that main event. If we can get that to level 3, we can rest them for next week for the pay-per-view, at the very least. And that will be just the easiest thing. I also had to pay Booker T $100,000 to keep him happy. Needs must, I guess. But no other special matches for stamina reasons. We are under the Thunderdome. We're getting bonuses from each of the additional things in show logistics. So I think it's time for us to run the show. Hell in a Cell then. We're just banging out a Hell in a Cell in the opener of a WCW Nitro. DDP wins. It's a great match. Shock. Doesn't do anything for a rivalry or anything like that, but that's fine. Sting. Doing something for charity. Good. Gains us 5,000 fans. Stunning Steve versus Ric Flair in a normal match. Love if it does a nice little rivalry. That would be fantastic. It does. There we go. Level 1. Okay, that's a good start. Arn Anderson then, doing a bit of a self-promo. It does nothing. What I actually might do is turn him heel, to be fair. Because then I compare him with Rick in the future. And we are kind of outweighing heels with a lot of faces again now. Booker T and Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. It's a good match, but finally Booker T wins. He's been losing so much, but it doesn't do anything for the rivalry. Which means we might have to do it again next week. I think we might. Secret weapons being used twice, which is not right. So is Tucker. Tucker's being used in the opener again. But that's already a level 4, so they're going to make that stale, aren't they? I'm pretty sure that's already a level 4. Amazing. So that's going to start being a stale one. Okay, I'm going to simulate the rest of the show. Now, they beat us in the opener. Shock. They had Tucker. But we beat them in the main event, though, which is the main thing with our Outsiders versus Ray and Booker match. What do they have? Roderick Strong and Big E in a TLC. So there we go. We gained 21,000 fans, $113,000. We got the free arena booking though, because contract's going to be up in a minute. Kevin Nash, I think, is one of them. Ric Flair might be the other. And what do they get? 18,000. So we did gain more than what they did, but they gained a little bit more money than us. Now I'm having to turn down Animal on a permanent because I don't think we'll have... If I spend that much, we won't have enough to do contracts next week. So I'm going to have to ignore it as much as I really don't want to. I'm really sorry, Animal. It's the first time he's shown up. But there we go. Now, the card that we've got today is a bit of a weird one. We're going to run the tag team match again. Huge risk this backfires on me and becomes an injury. But I can't for the life of me think of anything else to do with the fact that obviously, we got a level 2 out of 4, so we're just going to have to deal with that. Charity is Sting. Then we've got the mid-card of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Ric Flair. Role change, Arn Anderson. Now, he is in a rivalry, a tag team rivalry. It's only level 1, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Then the main event, actually, I've just thought of something. So, Hulk's just come to me and asked me to interfere in a match on his behalf. I could do it for this one, and then I don't have to worry about it. There we go. That makes it a lot easier. So I annoy DDP a little bit, but Hulk probably keeps winning again. It's beyond a joke, isn't it? We've got optional bonus for every single one. I'm not even running the Thunderdome. I'm just running the Capital Wrestling Center just to get the additional bonus of +1 popularity and the show quality of +7%. Mainly because we don't have enough rivalries going on right now, which is absolutely fine. You need one more rivalry at a level 2 or above, but we're building to the next pay-per-view, so we're resting a lot of the wrestlers who are in those level 4 pay-per-view, level 4 rivalries already. Tag match then, just no injuries. Level 3, no injuries. Scott Hall. It is level 3 though. Scott Hall. I think I have bought an injury card recently, so I will be able to use it. It's just annoying, isn't it? It is just annoying. Right, Sting. He did actually ask as well to take 2 weeks off, and I said no, which is... it's quite funny how he got injured right after. Sting's an okay promo, plus 5,000 fans. Thank you very much, Sting. Steve versus Rick. Again, this is just a little rivalry that we've started building, and I quite like it, to be fair. Ric Flair picks up the win. Great match. And it's a level 2. Nice, so they're going to get better and better. Arn Anderson's doing a role change. Good promo into a bad guy. Nice. The Enforcer is now a heel. Main event is DDP versus Hulk Hogan, but I'm in the corner. Or at least William Regal is in the corner of Hulk Hogan. So, how does this one play out? Of course the Hulkster wins, so he's only had 2 losses. Mediocre, that's awful. He's only had 2 losses. Of course, one was a singles. That is it. Still is the champion. Right, so they have got, not only do they have cheat code or secret weapon Akira Tozawa, but they also have Tucker, Ratings Tucker in the main event. All right, okay. We've got to look at that main event as well. 3.5. We've beat them in the opener and the mid-card, but we got absolutely stuffed in the main. Even though it had Hulk Hogan and DDP. They clearly just don't work very well together. We only gained 10,000 fans. We gained $36,000. We're still number 1. They gained 12,000. So they also had a bit of a stale week as well. But they're still catching us ever so slightly. They're about 4,000 behind us now, going into the next pay-per-view. Right, it's SummerSlam then, and we've got a new arrival. We signed him on a 5-week contract, but I think after this pay-per-view, I might start releasing some superstars. So he could be an actual replacement. That is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, and one of my favourite all-time wrestlers, Bret the Hitman Hart. Now, we're going to right the wrongs of Bret the Hitman Hart here because I love Bret in WWF and I think, yeah, he was obviously screwed over, whatever your opinion is on that. When he went to WCW, they didn't know how to use him. And then Goldberg kicked his head off, retired him early. And I feel sorry for him. So instead, Bret the Hitman Hart, we're gonna do you proud, my friend, in WCW in this rebuild. So we've got our opener of AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. It's a level 4 rivalry, and it's a TLC match too. Then we've got a mid-card match. It's a tag team match that we've been seeing recently. One of the guys is on 7 stamina. That's fine. It's fine, just burning behind me. Sting versus Pillman, level 4 rivalry. We've got another TLC match here. And then in the main event, it's an Extreme Rules match between Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper for the title. Will Hogan pick up another loss? We also have a call out of Stone Cold Steve Austin calling out Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson's going to do us a charity promo for us. So absolutely fantastic. We've got additional bonus, plus I've used some cards, including the SummerSlam, including the arena and the special effects for free. And if I go to Power Card Info, I also, it's not going to show it, I use a Veto Superstar, so they can't use their most popular superstar on this main event. Haha! I'm excited for this opener though. Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. Let's see how it goes. AJ picks up the win. Rivalry should be complete. There we go. Amazing match. Good start. We got Stone Cold calling out Ric Flair. Excellent promo. Level 3. That'll be a nice payoff at the next pay-per-view. Nash and Hall versus Booker T and Rey Mysterio. That we can give these guys a bit of a well-deserved rest, I think. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash picks up the win. It's an amazing match, and Kevin Nash this time is injured. Rivalry complete. Bret Hart. Excellent promo to start things off with a +4 popularity. Welcome, Mr. Hart. Then we have Sting versus Pillman. Let's see how this one does. This one's been brewing, of course, for 3 pay-per-views, and Brian Pillman picks up the win. It's a classic, and the rivalry is complete. How people aren't fed up with that yet, I will never know. But there we go. Brian Pillman wins. Arn Anderson. Excellent promo for charity. Thank you, Arn. Then we have Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper. It's for the title. Whoa, he loses. No, legendary match. Hulk Hogan has been pinned and has lost the title. I don't believe it. The Hot Rod has won. That's 2 single losses. Just 2 single losses the whole time so far. Ooh, right, okay, so I don't think they are using Brock Lesnar. I think that's the one that we vetoed out, which is great. Let's have a look at their card then. Dana Brooke versus Natalya in a Hell in a Cell. Was that just chucked together? No, it's a level 3. Rhea Tavares calling out Mace. Excellent promo. Damian Priest and Murphy versus Mace and Eichner. Mace and Eichner win. Mediocre. I think that was the one that we took Brock Lesnar out of, so that makes sense. Shotzi does a promo. It's a good one as well. Roderick Strong and Ratings Tucker. Normal match. Tucker wins. Of course he does. Probably a 5-star. 4-star. Bloody hell. It's only a normal match. He's so good for ratings. Like the great one says. Big E on the self promo. It's an okay promo +1. Then the main event is Becky Lynch versus Carmella. 1-on-1 Extreme Rules. Let's see how that does. Becky Lynch has been a tyrant with the belt so far, but no more. Carmella is the winner. It's a classic as well. Fair play. Alright, okay, let's take a look then. So they might have beaten us in a couple occasions there. Only one occasion, which was the opener. But we won on the mid-cards and we won the main event. I should expect us to retain majority of our fans here. 171,000 fans. I like it. And then we gained $129,000. Not bad at all. We are still ranked number 1. They only gained 147,000. I think we've pulled a bit of a gap here. I think we've really pulled away here. 2,137,000 to 2,109,000. Not as much as I thought it was, just under 30k. Still is a bit of a gap though, but we have a new champion. 5 weeks left of this episode. Okay, week 16. This could be a really bad month, a really bad week. Mainly because we don't have a lot of wrestlers available for stamina reasons. So we haven't got any tag team available. I'll show you, obviously, our roster. If we go by stamina and go down the bottom, you can see, like, Kevin Nash on a 4, and he's out for a while. 18, 23, 29, 29. So I'm going to try and give a rest to all of the people that's at least below 30. And then see what we can do from that next week then. Because, I mean, we've got a pay-per-view in 5 weeks, so we need to... It might be another, like, in-between pay-per-view, and we do long building rivalries for this one. And I still have no idea what I'm going to do now that Piper is the champ. Obviously, he's a fighter, which makes it a little bit harder. And we don't have that many really good heels right now. What I might do is keep him available and free for when Ric Flair comes out of his rivalry with Stone Cold. So the opener is AJ Styles versus Booker T. If that starts rivalry, that's ideal because it's specialist and fighter. Then we got self-promo of Roddy Piper. Mid-card is Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. We then have Bret the Hitman Hart and Arn Anderson in the main event versus Sting, and it's a tables match. I am going to look for releasing a couple of wrestlers in the period between now and the next pay-per-view, but it would be silly to do it now, just for the simple reason, of course, that we don't have a lot of wrestlers available for stamina reasons. So, yeah, I promise that I will release wrestlers. Not that I need to, I guess, but I just like to freshen it up. And of course, this episode alone, we've got Bret Hart and Stone Cold to freshen things up for new rivalries going forward. Okay, so we're running the Thunderdome. We don't have any bonuses in that regard. In fact, I don't think we have many bonuses at all. But we do have the new Veteran Lights, 3D effects, and Pyro that we spent money on. Styles and Booker T then. Let's start a new rivalry, shall we? Booker T takes up the win. It doesn't. Alright, okay, fair enough. Roddy Piper, excellent promo, gains 5 popularity. Just keep him going for a little bit longer. Triple H and Stone Cold. Of course, Stone Cold is already in a level 3 or 4 rivalry, so he doesn't really need... this won't do anything. It's an okay match, just really to fill a gap, I guess. Bret the Hitman Hart doing a self-promo. It's an okay promo at that. Gains +1. I promise you Bret will have a match soon. Arn Anderson versus Sting. Is it Arn's first match as a heel? It might be. Neither of these are in a rivalry right now. It's a tables match. Sting does win. Does it start one? It does. Sting versus Arn Anderson. I'm fine with that one, to be fair. Sting and Roddy Piper would be ideal if they were babyface and heel, but they're not. Could be the fact that we changed them. I don't really know. Of course, we mucked up their one last pay-per-view because we got rid of Brock Lesnar, who's a 72 popularity. Now Tucker is a 77. 77 popularity is Tucker. But Brock Lesnar comes back and wins. Great match. I'm going to skip the rest. I wanted to see whether it was in a rivalry or not. I think it is. Already at level 4, so they can't do anything about it. But that's absolutely fine. We gained 29,000 fans, which is surprising. And we total profit of 161,000. That we needed that big time. What do they gain? 9,000. Wow. Bonuses, I guess. Oh, did I use... I used a card. I remember now I used a card to retain fans. There we go. Okay, on to the next one. It's time we say goodbye to Chris Jericho. Or Jerick, as the render suggests that he's actually called. He's not bad. But like I mentioned, we're going to get rid of a few people. I'm happy to get rid of people that I don't have a picture for because this is not as aesthetically pleasing as the other ones. And to be fair, his win-loss record is pretty tragic as well. And his promo skills is 1 out of 5. Goodbye, Chris. However, we have signed not 1, but 2 new wrestlers. And when I seen these wrestlers in the free agency, there was one thing that came to my head. Oh, what a rush. Animal and Hawk at the same time. You just couldn't write it. So they're going straight into a tag team against Scott Hall and Brian Pillman. Scott Hall is going to go without his friend Kevin Nash right now, who is still injured, but he's back, so we can use him again. Now the Outsiders are not exactly split up, but we're going to use Brian Pillman in his replacement against Animal and Hawk because they match up Bruiser, Bruiser, Fighter, Fighter. That should be perfect. I'm really excited to see if that starts a rivalry, what we can make of that. Of course, long-term WCW champions, Animal and Hawk. Fantastic stuff. Sting and Arn Anderson were NWA champions for a long-ass time as well, weren't they? Tag team champions. One of the best all-time tag teams in the world. Easily. Sting and Arn Anderson. Gonna call him out, Sting, but Arn Anderson is gonna have a match, and it's gonna be against the Hitman, Bret Hart, in his first ever match. Then Hulk Hogan's gonna do a promo, and I am actually thinking that Bret Hart goes into a rivalry with Hulk Hogan after this for not this pay-per-view, but the pay-per-view after. Then we have Booker T versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but AJ Styles is gonna do the run-in. I've got a feeling that Triple H is going to be my next casualty leaving the roster once we start getting people back. But there we go. That's our show for now. The show logistics, we got a couple of bonuses other than the arena, but we've got that for attendance purposes. For money, let's book this show. Animal and Hawk then versus Scott Hall and Pillman. Legion of Doom. Pillman and Scott Hall win though. Okay match. No rivalry started. Well, we're just going to have to keep running that one then. Call out Sting and Arn Anderson. It's an okay promo. It's a level 2. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Arn Anderson then in a tables match. How does this one play out? Arn actually wins. He beats Bret the Hitman Hart on his first ever match on WCW. I did mention how I'm going to make Bret Hart's time here brilliant. It hasn't started brilliant. Okay, Hulk Hogan did a self-promo after losing his title. Needs a bit of popularity boost. There you go, Hulkster. Booker T versus Triple H, but AJ Styles doing the run-in. Of course, that rivalry started in the last week. Triple H picks up the victory because of it. Notice a new rivalry. It started a new rivalry. It's an amazing match. It was an Extreme Rules match, but did expect it to be an amazing match. 4-star. Whoa, Damian Priest is going for the title in a Hell in a Cell. On Raw as well. And then Secret Weapons going up against Buddy Murphy in the main. That's unfair. We'll run that show then and see how that one played out. Their 4.5 opener. Brock Lesnar lost. Damian Priest is their new Raw champion. I just find it really funny. And Secret Weapon won in the main event as well. What do we got? We lost 3,000 fans. Yeah, I expected it, to be fair. But that's okay. Plus $118,000. Okay, we're still ranked number 1. They lost 1,000 and gained $103,000. So we got about 50,000 almost in the gap in between. But I think their popularity will struggle a little bit with Damian Priest being champion instead of Brock Lesnar on shows. Okay, it's time we say our goodbye to Triple H. He's 5-5. It's not bad. I just want to freshen up the roster. So we release this time. We get a bit of a refund. And that's absolutely fine. All right. I understand some of you may be like, why releasing it? Just want to freshen things up. Makes it a little bit harder. Makes our roster a little bit more trimmed down. And every time somebody else signs, then it'll make it a little bit easier for us. Okay, we're running the Thunderdome. We've got 2 bonuses down the bottom here, but our show looks like this. Stone Cold and Ric Flair, remember they have a level 3 rivalry right now. We've got 2 weeks to get it to a level 4. We're going to try and get it with this. If not, we're going to go with a call-out next week. Speaking of call-outs, Bret the Hitman Hart, he calls out Hulk Hogan. Oh, yes. Like I mentioned, I think that should be his first rivalry. What a rivalry as well. Getting pinned by the Hulkster. Booker T versus AJ Styles in a one-on-one contest, level 1 rivalry so far. Rey Mysterio goes against Kevin Nash. Well, calling out Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash has been out of action for a while now. But then Animal and Hawk against Pillman and Scott Hall again. However, Scott Hall, he wants to have a match against Dallas Page at some point. That's fine. Our commissioner goal as well is to not put Roddy Piper in a match and we get Veto Champ, which we can then use when we get it to veto the champ for their pay-per-view. So perfect stuff for that. Steve versus Rick then. Extreme Rules, match 2, I forgot to mention. Ric Flair does pick up the win. Amazing, doesn't do anything for the rivalry. Gotta be a call-out. Speaking of call-outs, like I mentioned, a new rivalry. Excellent promo from Bret the Hitman Hart. He was always so good on it. Very underrated on the mic was Bret Hart. Give him that. Very, very underrated. From a heel or a face perspective. Especially as a heel. So good on the mic as a heel. Booker T versus AJ Styles. Let's see how this one plays out. AJ Styles picks up the win. It's a great match. Level 2 as well. Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Nash. Excellent promo. New rivalry. Well done, Rey. He hasn't been in a rivalry for a while, I don't think. Animal and Hawk versus Pillman and Scott Hall. Please start a rivalry now. That would be great. Scott Hall and Pillman win again, beating them. And there it is. New rivalry. Now we can rest Scott Hall. No, we can give him that singles match and give them a pay-per-view match against the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk. Now, Murphy is going against Akira Tozawa, Secret Weapon. I bet Akira Tozawa wins. I bet he does. Shocked. Absolutely shocked. What? It's not even in a rivalry. Unless it's already level 4. Legendary match on the opening of Raw. Secret Weapon. Secret Weapon. A level 5-star. And a 4-star main as well, because they've got Tucker, who obviously equals ratings. Wow. That is absolutely crazy. We lost 9,000 fans. This is where you start losing a lot of fans, but we gained $134,000. Veto Champ. That means no Damian Priest or Becky Lynch, I think. 16,000. They gained fans. What? They gained fans. It was Carmella, isn't it? I keep forgetting that it's Carmella who beat Becky Lynch. So, the week before the next pay-per-view, which I think is Extreme Rules, we are vetoing Raw's champion for next week. Then we have an opening contest of Roddy Piper versus Hulk Hogan, because Roddy Piper has asked for a match. I could have put him in a different match, but I needed to sort other things out. So, even though this rivalry's on cooldown, Bret the Hitman Hart's going to do the run-in on Hulk, and we're just going to have to work that out later, I guess. I'm starting to think that maybe Piper as a heel would be a good thing going forward to get a rivalry for him, because we just simply don't have one right now. But anyway, Stone Cold versus Ric Flair, trying to get that to level 4 for that pay-per-view. It could be Ric Flair who we actually take him to the next rivalry with. Scott Hall wanted that match with DDP. He's getting it, I guess. Whatever. Rey Mysterio is then going to call out Kevin Nash again. Kevin Nash, of course, hasn't been around for ages. Because of his injury, he's still only got 28 stamina. Then the main event is Animal and Hawk. And although obviously they're in a new rivalry, which is fine, we can carry that on in the next pay-per-view. But we're going to do the Legion of Doom, or the Road Warriors, as they were obviously called, versus the Four Horsemen in a tag match, which I actually love. 2 bruisers and 2 specialists. That's quite good. We're running the Thunderdome, but we've got additional bonuses or optional bonuses ticked for the other 3 stuff. So yeah, good card. And that match also is a TLC as well. So Piper versus Hogan. We're going to simulate this with Bret Hart doing the run-in. Hogan does win. So even with a run-in, Hogan wins. Ridiculous. Steve calling out Flair. Excellent promo, level 4. Thank you, Steve. Class. Good stuff. Scott Hall versus DDP. For some reason, they wanted this match. I'm going to be even more annoyed if Scott Hall gets himself injured. Good. Level 1 rivalry. Oh, why? Okay. Rey Mysterio is going to call out Kevin Nash. He does that. It's a level 2. Good. So without even Kevin Nash turning up for so long, Rey Mysterio is keeping him in a storyline, which is great. Animal and Hawk versus Flair and Arn Anderson. How does this one play out? Does the Enforcer and Ric Flair take the win? They do. Animal and Hawk are terrible as a tag team together because they lose all the bloody time. They've literally lost all 3 matches so far, which is embarrassing. Secret weapons in the main event now in a normal match. That is scary. Let's simulate the show. Let's see what happens in that main event. Just a 3. Wow. A 5-star opener, though. TLC between Roderick Strong and Big E. Come on. Tucker did a call out as well, so that's probably loads of ratings there. We minus $4,000, $127,000, so we're gaining a lot of money, which is great. Hawk and Arn Anderson are both fantastic at TLC matches. Oh, that's good. That's fantastic to know. Plus 12,000 for Raw. They did really well. Yeah, they did really well there. Oh my god, it's only 2,000 between it. What happened to our huge gap that we managed to accumulate? Not anymore. Not anymore. Raw is back in business. It's Extreme Rules time then, and we've got way too many rivalries per match. So Sting versus Arn Anderson is a level 2. It's going to be a TLC match in the opener, mainly for stamina reasons. The guys who have lower stamina, who have got a lower rivalry, are missing out today. Then the call out is Booker T versus AJ Styles. That is one of them because AJ Styles has only 32 stamina. Then the mid-card match, we've got that tag team match because we need a tag team going on. We might have to run 2 tag teams going forward and do like an alternate other pay-per-view rivalry kind of thing. Then Roddy Piper, who's our champion, is going to do a promo. He's got a lot of stamina right now, so he is ready for whoever is waiting for him. Mid-card is Bret the Hitman Hart versus Hulk Hogan. Level 1 rivalry. It's the Extreme Rules match, so that should be one of 2 pay-per-view matches between Bret and Hulk Hogan. Jushin Thunder Liger. New signing. Welcome, Jushin. The only downside is he's a cruiser, and we've only got Kevin Nash, who, of course, is a giant, but still we can put him up against a specialist and in tags. Tagging up with Rey Mysterio would be quite cool, to be fair, against, obviously, Kevin Nash and somebody, probably Scott Hall. And then we have Steve Austin versus Ric Flair in the main event because it's a level 4 rivalry. Because, well, Stone Cold says so, I guess. Extreme Rules match. Let's see how that one plays out. We've got Extreme Rules as the pay-per-view. We got the crew. We've got optional bonus for every single one, to be fair. But there we go. We've just bought the commercial campaign, which will give us an extra 11% show quality. Has cost us a lot, but still, we've got the budget to do so. We've also had to pay for contracts of Kevin Nash, Ric Flair, and somebody else. And I can't for the life of me remember who it was. But we had 3 all coming out at once. And it was fine. We got a lot of money to do it, so I'm absolutely okay with it. Okay, Sting versus Arn Anderson then. In a TLC match. Arn Anderson is the winner. Great match as well. Rivalry grows to a level 3. We've got a call out. AJ Styles is being called out by Booker T. Takes it to a level 3 rivalry. Excellent promo as well. Thank you very much, Booker T. Now, can Animal and Hawk finally win one? And it be on a pay-per-view as well? They do! There we go! The Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, whatever they were called when they were in WCW. It's level 2. Roddy Piper self promo. It's a good promo as well, plus 2. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Hulk Hogan. I don't think Bret's won one yet, but again, he's against the Hulkster, so... Oh my god, he's lost another one! He's lost another one. We're 2 episodes down. I think that's his 4th loss in total. 3 single matches. It's a level 2 rivalry. Jushin Liger for charity does a good promo. Thank you, Jushin. Welcome to the roster. And then Stunning Steve versus Ric Flair. It's our only level 4. It's an Extreme Rules match. This one should be legendary. Please. Legendary. Just amazing. And Ric Flair's injured. I am shocked. Absolutely shocked. Secret weapons in the mid-card in a normal match. I bet it gets huge ratings. I bet it does. I'm not even interested. I just want to see what he does here. So they beat us. We draw, they beat us. So they did a better pay-per-view. I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. Bonuses might have saved our ass, to be fair. We gained 144,000. I don't think it did. I think we're now losing. $57,000 profit. We're ranked number 2. We've gone behind. They've taken the lead, $190,000, $177,000. They didn't use Carmella or Damian Priest, I don't think, and it meant nothing. Right, so they have taken the lead then at the very end of this episode. We've also just had DDP say he's unhappy and wanted a 100k bonus. I said no, and he said goodbye. So we've also lost DDP, a specialist. So we're going to have to recruit somebody. I think it's about time we use the Legend Whisperer card. But who should we use it on? Use the comment section to let me know down below who you think we should be using it on. This is what we have right now. Maybe we wait a week. But of course, we've got the likes of Macho Man Randy Savage, who is a specialist. We've got Ultimate Warrior, who is a bruiser. Eddie Guerrero, but it's another cruiserweight. I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know down there. Make sure you smash a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't. And of course, if episode 3 is already out, you can find it on this page right now. So click away and go watch episode 3. See you then. Bye-bye.